disappointed that our media today, I would have expected Ngugi's picture on the front page of every newspaper. Yes. The same way we put the picture of the Pope, the same way we put the picture of Chinua Achebe when he died, the same way we have been putting non-deserving headlines. Chinua Ngugi wa Thiong'o should have been the headline in each and every newspaper today. And as a house, I think you can join your speaker in recording this disappointment. Yes. So let's observe a minute's silence. And I expect many of you to chairs of the house.
Thank you so much.
If you'll need an hour, I'll give you an hour. I welcome and wish them a fruitful and inspiring visit. And I also wish that they join in bringing order to our great university. Thank you. Yes, yes, Sunguli.
I know, Mr. Speaker, that I cannot deride on your statement, but having been an alumni of the University of Nairobi, shouldn't it in order that I also join you in welcoming this good delegation from the University of Nairobi? Mr. Speaker, I say so because we are nowadays emphasizing on science and things to do with our hands. But this department deals with the thinking brain. And I think that it is important that the universities do not forsake the arts so that we can be able to get a group of people who will actually be able to map out the future of our country because of their thoughts. You're welcome, and I hope you find that this house is actually quite useful, but don't decide to descend to this floor because it can be murkier. Think for us as a country and show us the direction.
Is it on the same issue? I also am an alumni of the university.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I know majority of us are alumni of the University of Nairobi, the only university with a "they." But also as an ongoing student for the second time in the Faculty of Law, let me welcome my fellow students to Parliament and wish them all the best. And also just to encourage them, because the particular course they are undertaking is very important for their work in terms of the political space. So I welcome them very much and tell them that do not be deterred, keep the courage going on, because education is the one thing that nobody will ever take away from you. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Owen Bayer, you also went to the University of Nairobi.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, fortunately, I didn't go to the university. I went to the best university. And Honorable Speaker, I just want to say this about the supposedly University of Nairobi. That
Order, Owen Bayer. You must withdraw that remark.
I withdraw respectfully.
It is not supposed. It is the university.
Okay. But I want to say this, Honorable Speaker, we have seen trends that the people who have been at the University of Nairobi have been busy destroying the same university. This is one of the iconic symbols of not only Kenya, but also East Africa, as one of those universities that are respected. But we have seen people have been given responsibility to run that university. And instead of running it, they have been running it down. And I want to request anybody given an opportunity, chairpersons, chancellors, vice chancellors that have been given an opportunity to run universities to actually do exactly that. Otherwise, we will waste a whole generation just because of one person's personal interest in a university. So the councils that are running universities and the board of management that run university, Honorable Speaker, need to be selfless and think about the institutions that they are running, not about themselves. We saw the case of the Council of University of trying to destroy a very important institution in not just East Africa, but Africa. the University of Nairobi. So I want to urge those that will come after these other guys have left office to actually go there and manage. When the University of Nairobi goes down, Kenya goes down with it. The academia in this country goes down with it. And therefore, it is something that all of us, even those of us who went to some of the best universities in this country, which is actually not the University of Nairobi, need to actually support. That University of Nairobi must stay afloat. It must be properly managed so that we still retain the reference that the world has for Kenya through University of Nairobi. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, if we were to give everyone who went to the University of Nairobi an opportunity, most of the people in this house would stand. And just by a show of hands, those who went to the university, thank you very much. Yes, I want to tell the Honorable Owen Baya that you cannot say you went to the best university when you can't even pronounce its name. You appear to be ashamed of the very university you went to. We are sorry for you. But Mr. Speaker, on a serious note, I wanted to say that we welcome the students of the university and the staff. But it is a serious point that the University of Nairobi appears to be going down. It could well be on account of management. It could well be on account of political interference. It could well be on any other account. Mr. Speaker, I think this is a point that the Education Committee needs to take up, because it is a very bad sign when the University of Nairobi keeps having scandals and issues on the newspapers all the time. It will cause us to, remove the prefix there before the university, and we cannot afford to do that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think everybody here has something to say. Let me close with Carol Omondi. Did you also go to the university?
I was trying to remember my admission number. Right, Honorable Speaker. I attended the University of Nairobi Faculty of Law. Honorable Speaker, I also joined my colleagues in welcoming the students of the University of Nairobi. And also want to acknowledge that on 26th May 2025, GPR 3104, Social Foundations of Law and Development, this is an examination done this week. They actually by yours truly, Karoli Omondi, which is proposing that at points of payments for sale of goods and services, cash option be made mandatory. And the question was, having read the bill, they said, discuss the functions of law reform in light of the above passage. Drawing illustrations from the passage, discuss the relationship between law, reform, and social change. 20 marks. But apart from that, Honorable Speaker, let me also say something and urge my colleagues here. The power of alumni. I think we need to come out as alumni of University of Nairobi and defend it, because there is political interference in the management of the University of Nairobi. It is not that those who are there are not able to run the university, but there is a bigger, more fundamental issue. And if you look at the history of this country, when the alumni of the University of Nairobi and Makerere and Dar es Salaam were the principal public servants, the standards were very high in public service and everywhere. That is documented in studies. Today, there is a problem. There is a problem. I don't want to go further than that, but Honorable Speaker, thanks for that.
All of you who are members of the University of Nairobi alumni, if you start a movement, yours truly here will be part of it to revive our university. Who, Wangari? Yes. You also went there?
Yes. And it's important.
Go ahead.
I also went there. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to confirm that even women, myself, Honorable Mayaka, went to the University of Nairobi. And our Deputy Speaker was a teacher there. But more importantly, Mr. Speaker, the University of Nairobi stood out not as just an academic giant, but also as a serious incubator of leaders. Myself, I was the Vice Chair of SONU in 2006 in the university, Mr. Speaker. And we have seen the metamorphosis, what has happened to the leadership, to the administration, and I agree that with Honorable Karoli, we are very many here. Maybe we should start a serious caucus of the university, because to read what is going on in that university is heartbreaking, and we hope that even these students, they can revive their students' union exactly to make sure that they also push for what should happen in the university, so that it does not happen as it is like the leadership is in bed with the administration. That separation, Mr. Speaker, was very important. So I hope that we can pick it up, as you say, but and redeem the face of the University of Nairobi. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, members. Allow me to acknowledge, apart from those the University of Nairobi students and teachers, in the Speaker's Gallery, there's Mudhembwa Secondary School from Masinga, Machakos. Students, when you are mentioned, you stand so that the House can acknowledge you. Kiunis, in the public gallery, we have Kiunis Schools at the river from Mavoko, Machakos. Kenegut Day Secondary School from Ainamoi, Kericho. Nam Schools from Roysambu, Nairobi. Eselengei Supat Girls from Kajiado, East Kajiado. And Kihoya Primary School from Kangema, Muranga. I've been asked by the member for Kangema to welcome his school. In doing so, you can welcome all the others so that we go to other business.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I start to welcome the schools that have joined us in this parliament today. One thing I want to encourage them that this is a house that makes law for this country, and I want to assure them the best brain that we develop from their school, they can be able also to be part of this house. For Kehoya, I want to encourage them to continue doing better. That's the home for the business gurus in Nairobi. They do better in business, but also they can be able to perform even better in politics and also the economy of this country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Engineer Kiragu, 1 minute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I take also this opportunity to welcome students from Garariga Secondary School, Limuru, and Limuru Girls to Parliament. Thank you, Speaker, for setting aside a time for us to urge Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o. This is a professor who knew these two schools very well, and he contributed a lot for them. Mine is to request the students to work hard, that there is space in this country for them to grow their careers and for them to be recognized by this society. Thank you.
Yes, the member wanted to recognize students from Kajiado. Go ahead. From Kajiado, from Machakos?
Machakos, yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to welcome the students from Machakos, that is from Mavoko and Masinga, who have come to visit the Parliament. This is a house of debate. This is a house where we do legislation. This is a house where we legislate. We represent. This is where your parents send us, and we oversight. So you're welcome. There's many years ago, I visited the Parliament, and I was seated there, and now I am seated in here. So it is possible for you to be here.
Thank you. That's
Thank
enough.
you.
Member for Kajiado East.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the chance to also recognize and welcome our young students from Mashuru in Kajiado East constituency, Eselenge Supat. I'd like to welcome them and let them know that they are leaders for tomorrow. I'd like to encourage, this is a girls' school then in our society, I am extremely very happy to see that many parents in Maasai communities are now sending girls to school. And this is a special school that I like to acknowledge it and welcome them and aspire them to do more, do better. Let the sky be the limit, because tomorrow they can be here too. One of them could be a member of parliament for Kajiado East constituency, and I like to encourage them to work hard and strive to do better and realize their dreams. Kwa hivyo karibuni sana. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The last. And in future, when I ask one of you to welcome students on your behalf, you should obey that order.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to welcome students from Kenekut Secondary School. As the county MP, I'm very happy and proud of them. And Honorable Speaker, I'm also happy to report that this is a school that is doing well. Students are disciplined, teachers are doing great. And as here, Honorable Speaker, I had one of the students I sponsored as a teen mother, and she's joining university. She's scored as C+, and she has 2 children out of marriage, and she decided to go back to school because of the program that I call it Usawa kwa Wote. So I'm very proud of the school, and I'm proud of the girl child, and I pray that all students do well. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Well done. I hope you didn't break the marriage. Next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for this opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Thursday, May 29th, 2025. A. Reports of the Auditor General on financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2023 and the certificates therein in respect of 1. Also, Olesos Training Institute, Kipsinende Training Institute, Rift Valley Training Institute, Tana River Technical and Vocational College, Bungoma North Technical and Vocational College, Bumbe Technical Training Institute, Lugari Diploma Teachers Training College, St. Augustine Teachers Training College, Eregi, St. Paul's Kibabi Diploma Teachers Training College. And B, Honorable Speaker, reports of the Auditor General of Financial Statements for the year ended 30th June 2023 and 30th June 2024, and certificates therein in respect of the Masai Mara Technical and Vocational College, Naivasha Technical and Vocational College, Siala Technical Training Institute, MSOS Technical and Vocational College, Kabusi Technical and Vocational College, Sikri Technical and Vocational College, Tigania East Technical and Vocational College, and lastly, Honorable Speaker, Tharaka Technical and Vocational College. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay.
Chair, Departmental Committee on Social Protection, Alice.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the floor of the House today, Thursday, 29th May 2025. Report of the Departmental Committee on Social Protection on its consideration of 1. The Kenya Sign Language Bill, National Assembly Bill number 1 of 2024, and 2. The Kenya Sign Language Bill, Senate Bill number 9 of 2023. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chair, Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs, Murugara.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Thursday, 29th May 2025. Reports of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs on its consideration of the following. Number 1, the President's Memorandum on the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2023. Number 2, the President's Memorandum to the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws, Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 5 of 2025. Number 3, the Elections Offences Amendment Bill number 2, Senate Bill number 28 of 2024. And number 4, the Political Parties Amendment number 2, Senate Bill number 26 of 2024. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next order. Yes, Honorable Junet.
Mr. Speaker, I wanted to bring to your attention that before we went for the recess, you had given an indication that when we come back, there was this issue of the Supreme Court judgment on the operations of Parliament, on the bicameral Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to indulge
you. are very right.
Yeah, when do you think you can? Because you remember there is also a bill, the County Assembly's pension bill, yes, that originated from the Senate, and it was a money bill.
Yes.
And you stepped it down so that you can deal with that matter accordingly.
You are very right. The communication is ready.
Yes.
I'll deliver it either on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on the load of work.
Yes.
Yes.
Then lastly, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to bring to the attention of members on what the Chair of Justice and Legal Affairs has just tabled. The bills which have the memorandum of the President, the bill on money laundering, anti-money laundering, and the bill on conflict of interest. I want to ask members to take those.
I have a communication on it.
Thank you,
better
Mr.
hold
Speaker.
your horses.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Sharia.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion. Yes. That aware that Article 95(2) of the Constitution provides that the National Assembly deliberates on and resolves issues of concern to the people. Further aware that the Higher Education Loans Board is mandated to provide financial support to Kenyans pursuing higher education through loans, bursaries, and scholarship. Noting that students enrolled at the Kenya Medical Training College, currently totaling approximately 70,000 students, with 30,000 of these having joined the institution in 2024, concerned that 40% of KMTC student population require financial support similar to that offered to students in other public tertiary institutions such as technical training institutes in the country, but are excluded from receiving HELB support. Appreciating that education funding plays a vital role in enhancing access to education for Kenyans, hence boosting the economic growth of the country. This House therefore resolves that 1. The government, through the Ministry of Education, facilitate the issuance of HELB loans to students at the Kenya Medical Training College, and 2. If no funds are appropriated for this exercise, approval is hereby granted for the National Treasury to release funds amounting to not less than Kenya shillings 1.5 billion to the Higher Education Loans Board, pursuant to Article 223 of the Constitution, for loans to KMTC students, and that such release be regularized through the third supplementary estimates 3 for the financial year 24-25. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Sharia. Yes, Junet.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to bring to your attention a matter that's also very, very important to this House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's about how this Parliament operates. Mr. Speaker, there's a ruling that has happened today in relation to matter that is pending before the Justice and Legal Affairs Departmental Committee. Mr. Speaker, the tradition, the precedents, this is a house of procedure, traditions, and precedents. And this is something that has been pronounced upon by previous speakers. That, Mr. Speaker, a matter that is seized of by the House, especially when a matter has been committed to a committee of the House by the Speaker, because the committee of the House is a sitting of this plenary. Mr. Speaker, the courts have to wait until Parliament concludes the matter, and then after that, anybody who wants to go to court can go to court and litigate the matter there. But Mr. Speaker, you cannot inject the House from doing their work. You cannot inject Parliament from doing their constitutional mandate, Mr. Speaker, under Article 95 and 96. Because even us, we cannot legislate on a matter that is before a court of law. We have to wait until the court concludes it is the matter in one way or the other. Then from there is when we can legislate. Even a petition, the Deputy Speaker is saying. So, Mr. Speaker, There's something that happened a week ago, and I think in your own wisdom, you were lenient a bit because I think you wanted some decorum as a head of one arm of government. But Mr. Speaker, Parliament will not take it anymore, going forward, lying down. Because if a bill is presented in Parliament and the bill goes through the first reading on the floor of the House and committed to a committee, anybody who has a problem with that bill must wait for the bill to go through the second reading, third reading, it goes for assent. Then after that, go to the court and declare it unconstitutional, the whole of it, section of it, clause, any clause that you're not happy with, if the court agrees with you. But if you want to inject Parliament before they do their work, then that means Parliament will not be able to operate in this country. So I'm happy that the judge has lifted the injunction today, but going forward, I'm giving judicial notice as a leader of this House that this House will not stop doing their work. In fact, if the ruling does not come out today, we are planning to sit tomorrow so that we can vet and finish our business. Then you can go to court and do whatever you want to do. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Hold on. I don't want to open debate on this. What the minority leader is saying falls in sync with what the Honorable Tenda Molo raised yesterday on the same matter. There is a ruling or a communication in the offing on the same matter so that we give a precedent-setting direction on the matter. But for avoidance of doubt, nobody, and I repeat, nobody, has the power under any law or under our constitution to injunct Parliament from doing its work. Parliament is a constitutional body enjoined with authority to discharge constitutional functions. And once a matter is before Parliament and it is under consideration, whether it's in committee or in the plenary, the committees mirror the plenary. And the proceedings in committees are akin to proceedings in plenary. In future, and I think I have, for the information of the House, I have asked the Chief Justice to have some colloquium with some members of this House, including yours truly, so that we do not continue talking at each other as arms of government. We need each other, but we discourage and we frown at any overreach by any arm of government on the other arm, especially on matters that are legally clear, constitutionally clear, and morally untenable. So I direct the committee on JLAC to proceed without haste and vet the nominees for chairman and members of IEBC and bring the report to this House. Any aggrieved party, whether it's in the judiciary, in the executive, or general public, can then go to court and challenge something that we as Parliament will be funked as official. And let it be as clear as that. But there will be a precedent-setting communication next week on this matter that will guide us going to the future. Thank you. Honorable members, I want us to reorganize the order paper as follows. We'll skip order number 7 for now. We'll skip order number 8 for now. We'll go to order number 9, and the reasons majority, minority leaders, and members of House business, you're aware. So I'll give you communication and direction on how to proceed with order number 9. Then thereafter you go to committee, and after committee, then we come back to statements and go to conclude order number 8 and carry on with the rest of the order. So call out order number 9.
Order number 9, Committee of the Whole House.
Before we go to the committee, honorable members, take your seats. Dan Wanyama, take your seat. Honorable members, I have a communication on the consideration of the President's reservation on the Conflict of Interest Bill 2023 and the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill 2025. Honorable members, you recall that on Wednesday, 30th April 2025, I reported to this House a message from His Excellency the President notifying that in exercise of the powers conferred under Article 115(1)(b) of the Constitution, the President had referred the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2023 and the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 5 of 2025, back to Parliament for reconsideration. I did refer the memorandum containing the President's reservations to the two bills of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs for consideration. I also advise that the consideration of the President's reservations to the bills by the committee and indeed the whole House shall, insofar as necessary, be guided by the Speaker's communication of 28th July 2015 on the consideration and scope of the President's memorandum. Honorable members, the committee has since laid on the table of this House its report on the consideration of the President's memorandum to the two bills. With respect to the Anti-Money Laundering and the Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill 2025, the committee has recommended that the House concurs with the President's reservations to the bill, albeit with amendments. Article 115 of the Constitution empowers the House to propose amendments to the President's reservations, either fully accommodating them or not fully accommodating the reservations. Where proposed amendments fully accommodate the President's reservations, the amendments only require to be supported by a simple majority of the members of the National Assembly present and voting. Conversely, where such amendments do not fully accommodate the President's reservations, the amendments require to be supported by a 2/3 majority of members of the National Assembly to be carried. I have determined that the amendments proposed by the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs to the President's reservations to the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill 2025 do not fully accommodate the President's reservations. In this case, the threshold must be realized for the amendment to be carried, otherwise the House will be deemed to have concurred with the President's reservations to the bill. In other words, if it's called to the vote, whoever wants to carry the amendment must garner a supermajority for the amendment to be carried. 2/3 of the House, not present and voting. 2/3 of the whole House, regardless of who is here, including Honorable Koimburi, must be counted. Honorable members, regarding the Conflict of Interest Bill 2023, I am informed that the committee recommends that the House does not concur with the President's reservations to the bill. Conversely, for the House to uphold the recommendation of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs that the House does not concur with the President's reservations to the Conflict of Interest Bill 2023, the House shall be required to muster the support of at least 233 members. This is in keeping with the provisions of Article 115(4) of the Constitution, which requires that such a proposal be supported by at least 2/3 of the members of the National Assembly. If this threshold is not achieved, the House will be deemed to have concurred with the President's reservations to the bill. So, Honorable Murugara, if you want your proposals to be carried, you must have 233 members. For clarity, honorable members, the recommended text in respect to the President's reservations to the two bills has been published in the order paper for this sitting. I thank you. So as we go to committee, where the direction is on supermajority, Deputy Speaker, as you chair the committee or whoever is chairing the committee, when you go to the vote, you go straight to a division because you need a supermajority. It is not a yes or a nay vote. Will you now be upstanding? Order, members, hold on, Sergeant. What is it, Wamboka? Sergeant, retreat. Take your
Honorable
seats, members.
Speaker,